It's me, Seno, and today I'm going to be talking about just exactly how I think about how the community sees furries right now. This might be a kind of long video, and if the gameplay in the background is laggy, that is because I am filming this while I'm playing it, so there's actually no other clips used. So, alright, let's get into this. So, as you might know, it is a very dangerous time. I mean, not like hostile, but it's a little bit hard when you tell someone you're a furry, and it it just makes them immediately think, depending on who it is, not everyone, but it immediately makes some people think less of you. And I personally don't agree with that, and me being a furry, I just think most people, the reason they dislike furries is because they think it's strangely sexual, and I know this probably isn't going to convince anybody who says it is a sexual thing to everyone to not think it's that, because, well, what are they going to do? That's their opinion. I don't really care about your opinion. That's your opinion. You can have that. You can do whatever you want with that. But just for the people who wanted to watch this video, and for people who really, I think, should listen, I think that people just assume whatever they think they know about furries when they see one or hear something about one. Like, I'm in, like, middle school. You think I'm having a fun time telling everyone all about how I'm a furry? No, I don't bring it up. Because I know if I do, if I bring anything about that up, people are gonna immediately attack me, start harassing me, maybe even, like, I know people have done it on my YouTube channel before. Not even just that, about my personal appearance, and, I mean, it's gonna happen, it's the internet, but one thing, there's just one thing I want you to all get straight. Furry does not mean sexual. A few words that I have about just being a furry is, like, number one, it's not always sexual. I mean, a lot of people say it is. But I feel like a much larger population of the furry fandom is actually not sexual than a sexual part of it. And believe me, I know, there are some of those people who do sexual things with their, like, I don't know, persona or other parts of the, like, of just them being a furry in general. There are some people who, do sexual things with that, but, let me just tell you, I'm not one of those people. I do not have any interest in that, and one of the reasons for that is because I just want to have fun and find out who I really want to be in life. I mean, in a few years, I might not even be a furry. But one thing for sure, I'm always going to accept people who are identifying as furries or are furries in general. And let's say I do stop being a furry, I will not have any hate or disrespect towards furries. I mean, that would just be rude, and it's like, why would I want to hurt someone's feelings like that? But the people out there who don't understand what furries are is just, you assume things about us that aren't true always. And yeah, there are people who do those things that you talk about, but I'm sure a vast majority of them don't. And I am saying this as a furry, and believe me, I know a lot more than people who say, oh, furries are all about sex and stuff like that. I know a lot more than they do about this. I mean, just think about it this way. I mean, sure, I mean, we don't identify as animals. I mean, some of us probably do, but I don't. I have a persona, and that's, his name is what I go by. I'm not gonna, like, go around saying to everyone, hey, my name's Zeno, what's yours? Like, that would not be okay to do in public yet for me. And I have another name, but I'm not going to say it. But one thing is, well, I've already said one thing so many times. So another thing is when people see furries in public, and I've never seen someone in a full fursuit before. In real life, that is, not online, of course. I've seen them a lot. I've seen like people do it online a lot, but I've never really seen someone do it in real life yet, and that's one of the reasons I want to go to a convention. But I know, I'm probably not going to be able to go to a convention soon because I'm only 13, but one thing's for sure. When people see furries in their fursuit or wearing some sort of like a tail or ears or something like that in public, they instantly think, oh, well, that person's different. And I mean, some people don't take it like so badly that they just go and attack them, but some people do. And if you were to be a furry, you'd be a furry, but that doesn't mean that if you don't want to be a furry and if you don't dislike people who are furries, you get to harass them and do whatever you want. Because number one, that's who they want to be. They can be a furry. But number two, that's who they are and who they want to be. That's not your option. That's not your decision on what they want to be. They can be whoever they want, just like I said in number one. They can be who they want to be. But just like think about what you do for a second, and think about what you have in your life. Now think about what other people want in their life, and think about how you want things and they want things too. And they can have those things and you can have those things as long as they either have enough money or are in a place where they can do that. Boom, you have the ability to do whatever you want. You have rights. And I think that you should definitely think before you speak. That's all I can say about that. And I mean, I'm not going to be able to convince every single person, because not a lot of people watch my channel. Number two, like, not everyone's going to listen to me. But there is something that I would recommend you don't do. I was just watching a If You Laugh You Lose meme compilation on YouTube, and I saw like a guy in a fursuit on a plane, and I was like, oh, okay, what are they gonna do to him? Are they gonna show some like bomb or something, like some like screen effect? And I was right. Not a bomb, but then he looked out the window, or he put the camera in that direction, and then they showed a video. And I mean, I didn't really take offense at this, but they showed a video of like a giant laser just blowing up a plane. And I mean, if I was with my friend, I would be laughing at that, and he would be too. It was actually kind of funny. But the thing is, the only reason they did that was because he was a furry. And people, all I can really say is people think furries are sexual, and that they are all, like, they all say uwu and stuff like that. I barely ever say uwu. And, like, I actually don't even know of a time where I wanted to say uwu. Like, I've never had the urge to say that. Like, and people think furries say that all the time. People are just assuming of stuff. And that's not fair. That's not okay. That's also not nice. Because you don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know why they're doing what they do. So stop. You don't need to do that. You have no right to be doing that. I mean, you have rights, like I said earlier, but you do have the First Amendment. You can have freedom of speech, and people's opinions are always going to be people's opinions. You can never really change people's opinions. And personally, I don't really take offense when someone says, ew, a furry, or something like that on Roblox, because, number one, you'll never see them again after you leave that server. Number two, it's some guy, maybe even like a 3-year-old who doesn't know anything, and they're just trying to do what they see on YouTube. Now, I have seen videos, one video being by the Ben of the Week. A lot of people know him, and I do too, but I don't know him in real life, of course. I'm just 13. And he did a video where he said, well, he saw like a furry at a convention. Not a furry convention, but like just a convention in general. And I don't remember which one it was, but he saw a furry there and he started harassing him. And when I saw the second video, the follow-up video on that he did, I didn't even watch the first one. So he was sitting by a pole, not like a pole, like pole dancing pole. That would be really sus, and I would not go near that guy. But like, it's like he was sitting by a pillar, not a pole, I should have said. And the YouTuber goes over to him and he says some stuff. And, like, I don't know if you were meaning to be harmful or hateful to him, but you were just, like, doing stuff without thinking, and I believe that that's not okay. And think about this. When you talk about stuff like that online, you gotta accept the fact that you're online and people are gonna do that. But when you're in real life, my dad says to me all the time, if you're saying something to somebody online and you don't like something they're doing, or they're insulting you, should you insult them back? And I say yes, but then my dad also says no, because number one, two wrongs don't make a right, and number two, it's online. People think that when they're online, they can do and say whatever they want because they're behind like a profile or an avatar or something like that. And you can't really say you're gonna track them down for that because it's online. You'll never find them again. And it's like, unless you know them in real life, then there's really no chance of you getting back at them. So don't even try to get back at them. There's no point. But people hide behind their profiles or accounts, and they just assault people and harass people as well, and it's not really fair to anyone. And you're not doing anything nice to yourself, you're not doing anything nice to the people that you're talking to, and it's never, like, okay to do that. But who am I kidding? No one's gonna listen to me. And it never really matters what anyone says or does on the internet, unless they're personally, like, taking your information. Then you should try and do something. But if they're just saying something to you to be mean about who you are, or something like that, I recommend just leaving it, trying to ignore them. But if they keep doing it, then you block them. That's the only thing you can really try and do. And I gotta admit, that's the only really option that you have to do. Block them, mute them, do whatever you need to do to get them off of you. And people say stuff, people will do stuff, but it's always different when they're in person. Like, would you go up and say to a furry in real life? I mean, some people probably would, but would you go up to a furry in real life and say, like, ew, you're furry? And I know there's probably gonna be a comment that says, yeah, sure, I would. But think about another thing. If you are racist online, and you say racist stuff online, would you do that in real life? Because are you really not racist and you're just trying to get attention? That's mostly what it is online. Or are you just a jerk and you're racist in real life? Those are very different options, and those are very, very, very common things to see between people. You'll have people who will just start talking to you about how bad you are in video games, or how much more money they have than you on social media. And I don't really use social media, but I know a little bit about it. And I know people who are toxic, and they'll just go up to people and say you're bad, you suck at this game, or whatever they're doing. And they won't understand that it's not something that regular people would do in real life. Would you go up and insult some random person because they didn't have enough money to get something in a game in real life? Would you go over to someone and find them and then be like, oh, you're this person? Oh, you're super bad at this game. No, you wouldn't, because that's common courtesy. And I don't believe that people know what common courtesy is, or even respect for anyone anymore, because people will just like go and do whatever they want online, and they'll think that they can do things that they cannot do, and it's actually never fair to anyone. Well, and like going back to furries, people spend so much time creating stuff just because they're furry, and I know this is hard to listen to me right now, but I gotta say, you gotta stop, guys. Just stop. It's not doing anything to you. It's not helping you. All it's doing is making you get attention. And people want attention. People will do whatever they can do to get attention, even if it means harassing other people. And it's never fun for anyone to do. And I gotta say, it's not fun for me. It's not really, I mean, a lot of the times people at my school will go up to me and call me my old YouTube channel name, which I will not be saying, but they'll call me that, and I'll ask them to stop, and then the next day or later that day they'll do it right over again. And it's just sad, because it doesn't really affect my personal life as much as it just does annoy me. But then I have ADHD and I need help at school from like paraprofessionals and stuff like that, and I get really mad at sometimes because I don't know why, but sometimes I get really, really, really mad. And when I get really mad like that, I have trouble like keeping all that anger in, and I blow up. And I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, but when I blow up, it's really hard for me to not yell and shout and stuff like that. But when this happens, I really don't want it to happen, because number one, the reason that everyone is bullying me is because I do that, and it's not fair, because they're just trying to get attention too. And I don't know what to do about it, because my vice principal doesn't do anything, but my new principal is doing a lot. So I just try not to blow up, and that's my life. I have good days, I have really bad days, I have really, really bad days, and I have okay days. But all of those different things happen relatively fast for me. And let me just say this one thing. I don't believe that people should just go up to people and say whatever they want to them. And that's really all. Just don't say stuff that you wouldn't say to someone in real life. To furries specifically. In this video I'm just talking about really furries, so don't do that, guys. It's never fun. It's never fair. I hope this touched you or something. I hope this made you change how you're acting. I mean, I doubt it did, but maybe, just maybe, you'll change your mind about when you talk about this stuff. Just maybe. I'm hoping that you do. But that's really all that I'm gonna do for today. And I mean, I guess I'll just see you soon. Bye.